All right, so I am Italian. Any fellow Italians in here? All right. And growing up, of course, I had pizza. I love pizza. Went to this little mom and pop Italian restaurant, and the guy would like spin, like I'd watch him as a kid, spin the pizzas, and then he'd make this amazing pie, and it was so yummy and all that stuff. But the problem with a regular Italian pizza in the United States is what? It's got wheat in it, right? So the white flour is made from wheat, and what's the problem with that? Excess carbohydrate exactly turns into sugar, which can imbalance your blood sugars and cause you to be predisposed to diabetes or hypoglycemia. So hypoglycemia is when your blood sugar gets too low and it drops, and then you get grumpy, or you get lightheaded, or you get like those sweats, and you kind of like start to shake. I don't know if anybody's ever had that. I used to have that. That's horrible to feel like that. Okay. It also has gluten in it. Okay, and gluten's really big right now. And the word glue is in gluten. Okay? And you guys remember doing a paper mache as a kid? Yeah. So what did you mix together to make the glue stuff?
Flour and water.
White flour and water makes a glue. So when you eat that, what happens to your intestines? It gets sticky, and that can lead to colon cancer and digestive issues, constipation. Speaking of constipation, do you realize what normal, I know I always end up talking about poo, I'm sorry, normal bowel movements is, like how often they should be?
Every meal.
Every meal, like a dog, right? So like I feed my dog, it poops. I feed it whatever, it poops, right? That's how we should be. But the Medical Association believes that normal bowel movement function is one time a week.
Wow.
Once a week. That's because they're all full of. Sorry, I had to make one joke in there. But yeah, so really it's normal to go every single day. Okay, and if you don't go to the bathroom number 2 every single day, then you have constipation issues, and those toxins sit in your intestines, and what happens?
They're absorbed.
They reabsorb them. So it's almost like you're eating.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Yummy. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Okay, good. What else is on pizza?
Cheese.
Cheese. Okay, so what's the problem with some cheeses?
Grease, cholesterol.
Well, whatever the cow eats, yeah, whatever the cow eats, we eat. So a lot of cows are given what to make more milk? Hormones. So that's why you see little girls that are developing way faster than little girls are supposed to be developing, or you see young men developing way faster than young men should be developing. It's because those cows have been given growth hormone, and if you eat growth hormone, what do you think it does to you? It makes you grow, but it also makes you mature at a faster rate. Okay, so it can throw things off. And then what else is on pizza? Tomatoes, right? Okay, so tomatoes. So hopefully they're not genetically modified. What does genetically modified mean?
They've been messed with.
They've been messed with. Exactly. I like that definition. Genetically modified is they've been messed with. Exactly. And how they mess with them is that they have the ability to have poison sprayed on the plant, and the plant does not die. Isn't that crazy? Like you can take like a plant and pour poison on it, and it still lives. And the reason why it lives is it's been genetically modified or changed, where there's bacteria now in that gene. And the bacteria take care of the poison, and then you eat that plant, you eat the tomatoes, and what happens to you?
Get the bacteria.
You get that bacteria, but you also have the genetic modification, and they do not know the long-term effects of that.
And also your body doesn't know how to...
It doesn't know how to handle it. Yeah, it doesn't know what to do with it. Exactly. So places like Mexico and places in Europe do not allow genetically modified foods. But the United States says, oh, sure, it's no problem for us. So it always kind of raises a red flag for me where other countries are saying, no, I do not want modified foods in my country. And the U.S. is saying, yeah, it's fine.
Saves money. Yeah.
It's about making money, okay? So I'm not telling you guys this to depress you about pizza ingredients. I'm telling you guys just so you're aware on why some people are getting sick, why some people have less energy, why some people have digestive issues, now why some people are having headaches, or they have infertility, or they have, you name the symptom. Some of these things can be caused by what's going on in our environment. Make sense? Okay, what else is on pizza?
Sugar is in the sauce.
Yep. So sugar and sauce, and we're going to talk about what sugar does. So very good. And then what kind of toppings can we put? Mushrooms, yeah. Cheese, yeah. Pepperoni, right? Pepperoni, sausages, so processed meats. Okay. And so these animals a lot of times are given what? Hormones. So we have that same problem that we talked about with the dairy. And some of you guys are like, oh man, you're depressing me. But also they have preservatives. Okay. And those preservatives are chemicals. And the chemicals do what to our bodies?
Kill us.
Yeah, kill us, right? So they cause us not to have optimum health. Okay? So that's why I have 3 different ways for you guys to have healthy pizza, because I love pizza. But unfortunately, some of the choices that I made when I was younger had some effect on my health. And what kind of effect did it have? Well, I played high school, college, and professional sports, and I thought I was healthy because on the outside I looked good. So I don't know if you guys have like a neighbor, and that neighbor runs all the time, and he looks really good, and he's in shape, and then you hear about that neighbor keels over with a heart attack. Yeah. Right? So how you look on the outside doesn't mean that you're healthy. What you are like on the inside is how healthy you are. And in 2009, I wasn't so healthy. Okay? Even though I thought as a holistic physician that I knew how to take care of myself, I didn't really understand. I thought you could eat whatever you want and you just go to the gym and you burn it off. Or you could eat whatever you want and it doesn't matter. You could just run on the soccer field. That's the sport I play. You run on the soccer field, you burn it off, and who cares? It doesn't matter if everything's optimal. Well, that is so, so far from the truth. And it was so far from the truth that in 2009, I thought I was dying. Okay, I went from athlete that could compete and did pretty good, got offers for college scholarships, played professional sports, to I couldn't get out of bed because I was so weak, I was so dizzy, my hair was falling out, I kept gaining weight even though I was still trying to do my workouts. So first it was 5 pounds, then I gained 10 pounds. I know, it's horrible. Then 20 pounds, then 30 pounds, then 40 pounds, 50 pounds overweight, still working out with a trainer twice a week, still running on a soccer field, feeling like I was having a heart attack when I would play. So my chest would hurt. I'm like, what is this? Like, women aren't supposed to get heart attacks in their late 20s, early 30s. Like, I guess this is what happens to you. You just get slower and you just feel like your chest feels weird, and I guess that's what happened when you get older. That's what I thought. Because when I went to the doctor, they ran blood work on me, and guess what they found? Nothing. They did a urinalysis, so they checked my urine, and guess what they found? And they ran a pregnancy test on me, and guess what they found? They found nothing. I wasn't pregnant. No, I wasn't pregnant. They found nothing. Because at that time, I would have a period, skip 3 months, have a period, skip 6 months, have a period, skip 9 months. And when I went into the doctor and said, hey, I don't think this is normal, they said, oh, why are you complaining? We have pills for that now where it can make you skip your period. You just do it naturally. I'm like, yeah, but I'd really like to have kids in the future, and I'm afraid with periods this irregular that that's not going to happen. And I was afraid if I wasn't able to have a family and I was irritable and I had no energy and I was getting fat and I was not happy, that my husband would leave me. Not that he ever said that, but that he would leave me, because why would someone want to be with you if you're miserable, if you have no energy, if you're depressed, if you have anxiety attacks, if your hair is falling out, if you're getting fat and you can't give them babies? You know what I mean? Like, that's depressing, right? And that's what was happening to me. And no one could give me any answer why. There was no answers. It was just like, oh, well, I guess you're stressed. I'm stressed, and that's why these things are happening to me. I'm like, I'd love to go on a vacation, but at that point I was so dizzy I couldn't even get out of bed. I tried to get ready for work and I collapsed back into bed. And the next day the same thing, I tried to get out of bed and the whole entire room was spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. So it was awful. And so one of my friends told me about nutrition response testing, and that's what we do here. So I want to show you a little bit about why I think I got so sick and why the Americans are getting sicker and sicker. Okay, so this is what I like to refer to as the health triangle. Dun, 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 dun. And at the top of the health triangle was my favorite food. Anybody else's favorite food? Yeah, sugar! So chocolate chip cookies and ice cream and candy. What's your favorite food?
Sugar.
Your favorite food, sugar, right? And pizza with sugar in the sauce, and breads and pastas and all that yummy stuff, right? So I was a sugarholic. And when you eat sugar, it actually causes nutritional deficiencies. Anybody eat sugar and get really, really tired? Okay? Or you eat like sugar, so say it's like
Happy Meal.
like Happy Meal. Happy Meals actually have sugar in the French fries. Did you guys know that? McDonald's puts sugar in the French fries. Yeah, crazy, huh?
Why?
Why? Because sugar increases your appetite.
No, why sugar in the French fries?
Because it makes you want to eat more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you have a sugary soda, right? And then you have like a Frosty, or oh wait, that's Wendy's. So you have a shake or a ice cream sundae. Yeah, exactly. And then you have ketchup, and ketchup has sugar in it. So like that whole meal is just sugar. Just sugar, yeah. So when you eat sugar, it pulls nutrients out of your body. Anybody like have Halloween or a holiday where you eat a lot of candy, which is kind of like all American holidays, right? It's your birthday, you eat candy. It's Valentine's Day, you eat candy. It's Halloween, you eat candy. It's Christmas, you eat candy. It's Hanukkah, you eat candy. You do this, you have candy. Easter Bunny brings you candy. Like everything's candy, right? So the candy manufacturers love American holidays. Okay, and anybody experience when they eat a lot of sugar? Anybody get sick afterwards? Like not sick to your stomach, but like all of a sudden you have like a cold or you have a flu. Yeah, something like that, right? Because sugar lowers your immune system. Okay, and then unfortunately sugar also has other things that are combined with it, and we'll talk about that some other time. So it causes nutritional deficiencies, and the nutritional deficiencies lead to organ dysfunction. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's going to pull minerals out of your body, and you need minerals for your heart to function properly. You need minerals for your pancreas to function properly. You need minerals for your muscles to contract. You need minerals for everything, okay? So wherever the body is nutritionally deficient, it causes the organ not to function properly. When the organ continues to not function properly, what happens to you? You get diagnosed with a disease, okay? But there's always a cause to a disease or a condition.
What's a disease?
A disease is when something's wrong with the body, when it's not working properly. So like, I don't know if you know anybody who has problems with their heart, they call that heart disease, right?
Like
Or
you
they're
have like a heart attack or something?
like a heart attack would be heart disease, exactly. Good question, okay? So then what do we do with that? Is these people come in, right, and they have heart disease, or they have no energy, or they have headaches, or they have fertility problems, or they get migraines, or they have digestive problems, or you name it. Like you can pick any symptom in the world, right? It has a cause to it. And what we do is we look for what is the cause. And the way that we do that is nutritional response testing, okay? So I need someone's help. I need someone who has never, ever, ever experienced nutritional response. You, Joshua, you know nutritional response testing. Yeah? Okay, are you game? All right, cool. So I have you stand next to me. You look like an athlete. Do you play sports?
Yes.
What do you play?
Tennis and I run.
Wow, very good. Okay, cool. And what is your name?
Austin.
Austin. Hi, Austin. I'm Dr. Palmer. Nice to meet you. Okay, so this is a nutritional response testing. It's a non-invasive way to figure out what areas of the body are working well and what areas of the body are not working well, and we do that through muscle testing. So Austin's a big boy. I'm not going to muscle, like arm wrestling him. We're going to do just a reflex test, okay? And we're going to see what areas of your body are working optimally and what areas of your body are not working optimally, okay?
Awesome.
Good. All right, so I'm going to have you straighten your arm. Good. I'm going to apply a downward pressure. I'm just going to have you meet or match my pressure. Good. So keep your arm still. Perfect. Good. And then there's a reflex point right here on the bridge of your nose. And when I touch that point, one side of my finger will cause the muscle to lock, and one side of my finger will cause the muscle to unlock. It's a reflex, just like if I were to hit him below the knee, the leg kicks, except this one doesn't kick. Okay. Is that okay if I touch you there?
Yeah.
Let me just tilt you a little bit so they can see what I'm doing. There you go. Okay. I'm touched right here. Match right pressure. Good. Match right pressure. Oh my goodness, that works well. Match right pressure. Good. Match right pressure. Good. There you go. Match right pressure. Keep matching. Match. Match right pressure. Good. Good. Match right pressure. Good. So when your arm goes down, that's a good thing. It means that I can test you. Because if Austin wanted to, he could just be like, right? And I wouldn't be able to test him. So that's why we do that, so I can get on the same page as Austin. Make sense? Everybody with me? You guys still there, or are you just like thinking pizza? Oh, okay, good. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan different reflex areas and see what areas of his body are working well, and if there's any of his bodies are not working optimally. And I don't know anything about Austin. Austin, have we met before? No. Okay.
Sounds like a show on TV. Have we met before?
Yeah, have we met before? Because some people are like, oh, you know him. I don't know. That's right. Okay, match your pressure. Good. Okay, so I'm going to touch your head. Good. And here. Good. And I get here. You guys see that?
Yeah.
I get here, and his body's saying something there is not optimally. Are you Austin's parents? Oh, no? They're what?
Nephew.
Oh, your nephew. Okay, got it. All right, got it. So it doesn't mean that you're weak or anything like that. All it means is that that area has stress. So from athlete to athlete, when you get tired, you just say, oh, I'm not going to play tennis anymore. What do?
You just do it.
Yeah, you just keep pushing through it, right? So when I'm on the soccer field and I'm running and I'm tired, I can't just be like, sorry team, I'm tired, I'm just gonna like sit down. You just keep pushing through. So those of you that are runners or you compete or whatever you do, you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And if you have a heart that's missing some nutrients, what do you think that does to the heart?
Stress.
It stresses it and it makes it tired. So I don't know, how old are you?
21.
You're 21, and do you ever feel like you're a little bit more tired now than you were when you were 16?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So what we do is we take that a step further, and we use whole food nutrition to see if there's anything we can do to give those minerals back to Austin. Okay, so what this is whole food nutrition, and it's from nutrients that's grown in an organic farm in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. Anybody from Wisconsin? No. Okay, do you know Palmyra? Okay, so these are Palmyra. Did I say it right? Palmyra, yes. So this is from Palmyra, Wisconsin, on an organic farm, and the farm's been organic for almost 100 years. Okay, so it's really like, it's organic before organic was cool. Okay, yeah. And then the nutrients are in here in tablet form, and they're in a glass bottle. Okay, so just like the sun can come through the window and we can feel the heat of the sun has what? Energy. Food has energy. So the sun is how far away from the earth? A really far away, right? But I'm not going to put this a really far away from Austin. I'm going to put this right on his body. And if it's the exact right thing, his body will indicate if it likes it or if it doesn't like it. Should we try that out?
Yes.
All right, so let's see, Austin. So I'm going to place this right on your body and see if you like it. And his body does not like it. This is the wrong nutrients for him. Okay, so that's what makes this specific to him. So let's find something different. All right, so here's something different. So it's just a different supplement. I'm going to place this right here. Match my pressure, match, and see how strong that is. Okay. Now I don't know anything about him, but I know from the supplements what I can get information from. And this is a product that has a calming effect on the body. So I don't know if you run a little bit like pedal to the metal kind of guy, like.
It depends. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do distance.
Oh, okay. But do you like kind of push really hard all the time? Yeah. Okay. And then maybe you're like a type A kind of guy.
Yes,
Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay. Type A is like you want things done a certain way. You want them done right now. You don't want to wait like 20 years for them to be done. You like want things a certain way right now.
For the most part, I guess you could say that.
Okay. So this is a heart vitamin that has a calming effect on the body. So I don't know if he's a little amped up. This chills things out. Okay. So if I put the exact right thing on his body, match right pressure, he's really, really strong. You guys see that? Okay. But if I take that away and I put stress in an area that's stressed, do you see that? Okay, you weren't ready. You ready? See that? Oh, wait, he wasn't ready. Ready? Okay, and all I am is I'm just stressing a reflex. Okay? But if I give him what his body needs to begin the healing process, match right pressure, match, 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 match. You guys see that? He turns into like He-Man. I mean, he was already He-Man. He turns into Mega He-Man. Okay, good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good. All right, have a seat. Good job, Austin. Good job. So what I did on him, that method of analysis is called nutrition response testing, okay? And obviously we would bring Austin in and ask him questions on what's going on with his health, if there's anything. And it's nice if we can find this on a 21-year-old, it would be a good thing, right? Because if we wait in 10 years, say he's 31, and he's already having a little bit of things going on with his heart, what would that look like for him?
Could you repair?
He could still be repaired as long as he doesn't have a heart attack. But what would that look like symptom-wise? If his heart was tired?
Fatigue.
He would be tired, right? What else?
Confusion.
He might have chest pains, right? So he might start to exhibit symptoms of heart. And unfortunately, not to scare you, but unfortunately the first symptom sometimes of a heart that's not functioning optimally is a heart attack. Okay? All right, so then what we do is we design a clinical nutritional program specific for the person based on what that person needs to heal itself. Being checked. And the baby's not sick, the baby's super cute, okay? To the oldest patient we have in our office is in their late 80s, okay? But we've had patients in their 90s and even 100. And then, I know, wow, that's old, right? Yeah. And what we do is safe and natural because we're not using medications that have what? Side effects, right? And then because we're not using medications that have side effects, we're using whole food supplements. And we're addressing changes in lifestyle. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So speaking of changes in lifestyle, if you are a pizza connoisseur, if you're someone who really likes pizza like I am, I'm going to give you 3 different ways on how to make it healthy and safe. Okay? So way number 1, so refer to your sheet. Way number 1, we're going to talk about the Portobello mushroom pizza. Okay. Does everybody have recipes? No? Okay. If you're missing recipes, raise your hand. Okay, so we got 3 people missing recipes. Okay, so the Portobello mushroom pizza is probably the first pizza recipe I ever made. It was on your chair if you, yeah. And I thought there was no way that my father-in-law and my husband's family would ever eat this, okay? So when we go to visit, I kind of take over their kitchen because I like to cook, and I also like to eat a certain way. So I don't want to burden anybody with the way that I like to eat, so we just kind of take over, which is fun. And so one day for dinner, I'm like, let's have pizza! And they're like, you have pizza! And I'm like, with these mushroom things? And they're like, oh. So you take a portobello mushroom, those big old mushrooms, and you scoop out the inside. So you take what's called the gills out, like the whole bottom part. I know it sounds gross. Not gills like fish, but like the meat part of the mushroom. And you scoop that all out, and then it makes a really nice pizza bottom. And then you fill it with whatever you like. So tomato sauce, so healthy marinara sauce, which you can find organic marinara sauce, any kind of topping that you like. These we made dairy-free, okay? And the way you can make a cheese dairy-free is with ground cashews, okay? And you put that on top, you put whatever toppings you want that are healthy, you shove it in the oven until it's nice and hot and juicy, and there you go, you have pizza. My father-in-law had seconds of it, and he is like Mr. Macaroni and Cheese hamburger hot dog guy, okay? I know, right? Yeah, so that's the healthy portobello mushroom pizza. If you want a good appetizer, like you're having a party or you want a snack, you can make the pizza bites. So the pizza bites are using like the baby bello mushrooms, not the big portobellos, the baby bellas, which are little tiny portobellos, or just regular old tiny little white mushrooms. Okay? Make sense? Okay. The second pizza is a new one for me that I've been seeing online a lot, which this is actually the first night we're testing it, so hopefully you guys like it. It's a cauliflower. We had a debate back there, I don't know if you guys heard us, on how do you say that word. Is it cauliflower or cauliflower? Cauliflower. Even you guys are saying it different. She says cauliflower, but I hear people call it cauliflower. 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 I don't know, you guys are still telling me 2 different ways. All right, whatever. That white vegetable thing, like white broccoli. Yeah, that looks like a brain. That white thing, vegetable, yeah.
You can also do it with zucchini. I used to do it with zucchini.
Oh, cool. So you take the cauliflower, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna blend it up. Do we have any questions? No? You're gonna food process it until it's into like little kind of rice pieces, and then you're gonna cook it, and then you're gonna mash it and squeeze out all of the liquid. Okay, so that process is kind of time consuming. Okay, you're gonna mix the egg in it, goat cheese, Italian seasonings, and salt, and you're gonna stick that puppy. You're gonna mash it down. You're gonna stick it into a baking sheet, and that's gonna be your crust. Okay, so the one back there looks like a pizza crust. So it's really cool. That's the square one, right, Renee? The square one or the round one?
Cauliflower one's round.
The round one. Okay, so that one when that comes out, we'll show you. Okay.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Are you using goat cheese because there's normally not hormones in it or something?
Goat tends to be less reactive than dairy, and this is a goat with no hormones.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why goat cheese. And goat cheese helps to bind it together, because without it, it's just gonna like. Right. I like that you can interpret my sound effects. Yes.
Is it still better to get the tomato sauce organic than the regular because it has more sodium on it? It has. The organic, if you see the back label,
Has more what in it?
sodium.
Okay. If so, there's a misconception. It's okay. Your first language is Portuguese. If I try to do this in Portuguese, it would sound really bad. So she's saying that the organic sauces, in her opinion, seem to be higher in sodium. I haven't seen that, but if it's a sea salt, it's okay. So there's a misconception between table salt and sea salt. Table salt actually has a lot of the minerals stripped, whereas sea salt still has the minerals. So sea salt actually is a good thing. It helps the body cool down. It helps with temperature. It helps with electrolyte balance, whereas table salt is garbage, and table salt will increase your blood pressure, where sea salt will not.
And
The pink Himalayan salt is fine. Yeah, so the Celtic or the Himalayan salt is fine. But the iodized, like regular salt that you would get at a regular restaurant, like a Morton salt, is not good. Yes. Himalayan salt is good, yes. Good. All right, and then we have more of a traditional pizza crust, which is gluten-free. So with this one, we're using tapioca flour, which comes from cassava. Did you guys know that? Cassava, another word for cassava is yucca. Okay? So I did not know until like last year that tapioca comes from yucca, and another word for yucca is cassava. Yeah, or yucca, depending on where you're from. Yeah. So super interesting. So tapioca flour, an egg, and coconut flour. Because coconut flour is amazing, but it's very dry and does not stick well together. So the egg helps it stick together. The tapioca gives it a nicer texture. Okay? Yeah, a more chewy texture. Yep. And so you put that puppy together. You make it more like a, not a puppy. You make it, she's like, what, puppies? I'm not eating puppies. You mix it together more like a dough, and then you put that one in the pan and cook it like a pizza crust. And then marinara sauce, cheese or no cheese, different vegetables, different types of meat, whatever you like, mushrooms, however you want to do it. So good.